This one's gonna be a little bit tricky, let's say. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, I have 2 copyright strikes on the channel right now. I have 2 copyright strikes on the channel. And you know what one of them is for? One of them is for Chainsaw Man. I'm gonna be completely, we're gonna drop them at all that. It's about Chainsaw Man. Now, admittedly, that strike came in last Mondaysly. I immediately hit the counter notification. I've been hit for Chainsaw Man before. Fine. So I was initially going to yell, "Weep all," at the top of my lungs and then just go for it. However, your boy, literally in the midst of, like, getting ready for today's recording session, refresh YouTube Studio, bang! Second copyright strike. One more, channel vaporized. It was not for another Chainsaw Man video, it was for Sakamoto Days. Wonderful. But of course, since that came in today, even though I submitted the counter notification today, I still need to wait 10 business days. Not even just 10 days, 10 business days before I'm even remotely comfortable with just posting how I usually post. Of course, all my stuff is fair use. I literally, if you ever wonder why the ratios are this way, why I'm constantly in the videos, moving the videos, why the videos aren't orange anymore, it's because I've literally did the research and was like, okay, all they do should be fair use, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. That's why I'm not afraid to submit the counter notifications. But since I am 2 strikes deep, and it's the same people who are striking me, even though they've struck me before for Kagurabachi and Chainsaw Man, I don't think they've caught me for Sakamoto Days before. That's what was so random about getting hit by that. But with that being the case, I was almost tempted to just not review Chainsaw Man. But I actually really interested in this chapter, so I do want to review it. And at the same time, I was just going to do no visuals. But then I was like, that's going to kind of look weird. Like, notably, I could center myself, but like the reason the whole format and setup is like this is for the chapter to be there. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on a very specific portion of the page. Hopefully I don't get banged for this. Like, notably, this one will literally not even go up until Sunday, right? Like, I'm recording for just super break meta. I am recording this onto Disley, the day it came out. I am not dropping it until Sundisley, which isn't even a business day. That'll be the next day. And notably, I'm not even sure because of, but then again, I think it's weird. I'm not, because technically the day that just passed, Indigenous Peoples Day, was considered a federal holiday. So I'm not sure if that would even count as a business day. Like, banks are closed. That's how big of a holiday it is naturally. So, like, realistically, the Chainsaw Man should clear the Monday, aka the day after this is going up. Or the latest the Tuesday, because then they let me know that they forwarded my counter notification the next day. So, like, the latest it goes away is, like, Wednesday. Earliest it goes is Monday. Regardless, I still want to record it. This will obviously be up for Pages members way earlier than that, so if you ever want motivation to become that. But with that being the case, I'll be doing it like this. Hopefully that clears, and I'll do that. Same thing for the Sakamoto Days review. That one, and presumably considering the 2-week period that's going to be behind that one, I'm also going to do the same thing there, where I'm just going to show a portion of the chapter, and then hopefully I don't get boomed. My fault? Like, is it my fault? Like, I'm not even sure if it is my fault, but I'm just letting y'all know why the chapter's gonna look weird, why the Sakamoto Days chapter's gonna look weird. Because I do want to keep posting, and I just hope I don't get shot a 3rd time. Hopefully not by the same people either. Like, this is now, like, I'm used to getting 1. I literally wiped all One Piece content from the channel after doing that. But I've invested way too much time into Chainsaw Man and Sakamoto Days both. Just delete all those videos, so, like, here we are, we ball. But regardless, let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 217 of Chainsaw Man, known as Two Good People. Very interesting. Mom? Oh, yo. Why did everyone, like, not everyone, a fat chunk of people were super down bad for Asa's mom. I don't know what, like, it didn't even click with me at the end of the last review. But I went into the comments of the chapter itself. I just looked in the community. Everyone was freaking and geeking over Asa's mom. And, like, okay. I'm not disagreeing, but, like, jeez. Like, I felt like I missed something. I literally had to reopen the chat. I, like, went back to the chat. I was like, really? Is this what everyone's freaking and geeking over? But let's see more time. Let's see. Mom? Okay, they're out of the alleyway and now in a park? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, but that looks like, a possible younger Asa? Same, actually, ironically, kind of the same age that Denji looks here. At least I think that's Asa. Oh! Who is this? Let's see. See, okay, I shouldn't be laughing. Just because I have OBS open on my second screen, so like I saw out of the corner of my eye what the English chapter image looks like, and it's funny anyway. Let's see. Oh yeah, so this is definitely a younger Asa. Ah, question mark exclamation point. I'm guessing this thing. See, that's what sucks about not having the full chapter though, because I have to find this man. I hate getting copyright strikes. But like I said, I've too much time has been invested into this channel for it all just go Thanos snap. So like I'm technically already risking it by doing this. I really should just not have the images up at all. I'm just hoping I don't get banged again. Like if they get me for this, maybe it was Digi Destined, dog. But let's see. Oh. Yeah. I'm assuming. Well, I'm guessing is a D ate that man's whole leg. But who is? I mean, is this meant to be Asa's father? I think. Have we ever even met Asa's dad? I need to reread Chainsaw Man as a whole again because I think I really only read it like once and a half, kind of sorta. I need to reread all Chainsaw Man, but I think is this may be Asa's father. I'm wondering why like Kidsa and Momsa. So stupid, but like. Kid Asa and her mom are both here with this man, and clearly this looks like a D of some sort. But let's see. Mom's kind of war farming right now, though. Did she stop it? Like, did she beat him with a rock? Okay, let's see. Okay, perfect. We were at the riverbank as a family one Sunday when a D burst out of the river and attacked us. Oh, I wonder what kind of D. I mean, maybe a fish D? Or maybe like a specific type of fish? Or like a possible river D? I don't know, like I'm really trying to think like what D would just be chilling in the river like but darn. It must have been oh yeah, there we go, alright. It must have been a weak one, because my mom managed to slay it with a rock. Yo! But I don't even care if it was a weak one. Shout out to Mom's adult. Beating a primordial, well not primordial, but beating a concept of fear out of existence with a rock? With a rock? She got hands there. I see you. Let's see. Because my mom managed to slay it with a rock. But, okay, so that is her dad. Huh. But my dad lost his leg protected. Okay, couldn't have been that weak. Like, I mean, not to slander Potato Chip, but like, for supposedly weak D, you losing a whole leg is kind of embarrassing. Now, I'm kidding. Obviously, he probably just got cut off guard, and the thing went. The thing is, though, like, it looks like it took like, I'm guessing they were by the river. He was like mid-step with his left leg, and then it leaped out and went, and like just put its whole mouth. Cause like I'm guessing, obviously that looks like where the stone was. Well, see, that's the thing. I can't even like. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't like doing this, but. Gonna get the content. But with it being the case, I'm assuming just based on where the puncture hole is versus where like vital fluids are leaking out of the D, I'm assuming it literally leaped out. If this is his leg, it went out and went ow, and then it just bit directly on, and then maybe like wrenched itself off, and then the Chad Momsa was like, huh, 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 and it literally couldn't even attack again. So either this. I think this is the first time we ever seen Dad say, we gotta put him on fraud watch, dog. Like, dude, that's crazy. You couldn't fight back a little bit. You got speed blitz and nibbled on, and couldn't do nothing. Blitzing. But my dad lost his leg protecting me. I mean, at least he was trying to protect his daughter, but like, that's a little rough, buddy. But yeah. Clearly, this is definitely traumatizing to a child. I mean, I would also be traumatized if my father spontaneously lost his leg, even if it wasn't to a D. It would just be strange, because I would know my father with both legs. And I can't tell exactly how old she is here, but she at least looks like maybe 6 or 8 years old, if I had to hazard a guess. Let's see. Asa, I'll keep pressure on his leg. You go call the D hunters. Asa? Oh, obviously, yeah. Shell shock. I mean, like, notably, I don't know. That is like... At least I can point at this. Once again, please don't bone me. Please don't. I love this channel too much. Please don't bone me. But especially like, and I know why Momsa goes to do it in particular. She's like, I'll put pressure on the leg. Please go call the D100, because like, I can't like, I don't even know. Even as a full-grown man, if I were to spontaneously see someone like lose a whole limb. Like, notably, there was a time in my life where I was like there, I witnessed and watched a guy like just straight up break his leg. And when I talk break, I mean like Like, it will shift, like, literally, where, you know how the shin is just, like, a long bone, or, like, essentially the long bone that is the front of your leg was there. Like, you could literally see when he went to move his leg, it was disconnected. Like, you could see the shift there. I didn't go for the shell shock then. I literally sprinted up the hill and was like, oh, so I was still in shock, but, you know, we got him some help. But, like, his leg was at least still attached to his body. He's fine now, by the way. Like, he's perfectly fine. There's a whole story behind that I may tell one day. I need to ask him if he's cool with that. I haven't talked to him in a little bit either. So, like, I want to be fully cool, go to the detail. But, like, I saw that, and I was able to function then. But I was also, like, a teenager at the time. Not a literal child. And also, that was a homie, not my own father. So, once again, W Mamsa, realistically, for not only reacting well enough in time to beat the thing to oblivion, to actually take its life before it could do more damage to presumably your husband, but also having the wherewithal. But then I guess it is that universe though, right? Like, obviously, like, this is, unfortunately, this is probably just normal, but having the wherewithal to command her shell-shocked daughter well enough to be like, hey, go, just go get help. Let's see. But then again, why call? I mean, maybe they can call an ambulance, but, like, wouldn't you want her to go get, like, help for the object? Like, the D is gone. Let's see. All right. Ah, okay. So that's why. Very interesting then. Very interesting. It looks like her trauma, just like Denji's, is associated with this alleyway. Oddly, I mean, like, uniquely specific, but does make sense within the context of it. But I guess probably it wasn't the exact same alleyway. I don't think this is the alleyway of doom, despair, and everything unfair. I highly doubt, like, all characters' trauma takes place here. But notably, it is the alleyway that both our two main characters are linked to. Even if it isn't the same, maybe the reason they're overlapping here isn't just because their other selves are fighting, and, you know, this is just the inner spatial dream realm where all people with trauma go, but also because both of their traumas are directly linked to this dark alleyway with a light at the end of it. I see the vision. Interesting, though, that she was chasing her mother, though, because it wasn't her mother who ended up in the alleyway, it was her. Let's see. Yeesh, that's rough. Oh, but you know what? She did good. Notably, I remember falling. Well, notably, I'm not gonna tell the story of the homeboy, but I will tell this story. I was at a trailer park with my grandparents, and there was this really big hill. We were at the bottom of the hill, and there was a really big hill. I had my bike with me, and my grandparents specifically said, "Little pencil, whatever you do, do not come down that hill at top velocity on that bike. You're gonna hurt yourself." And I was like, okay, grandmother and grandfather, I promise I will do. I went up and down that hill multiple times. I'm telling you, I had motion. But of course, I was still scared at first, right? It was like rocky, pebbly path. It wasn't really solid road. But I was like, my bike is goated. I'm goated. We're goated with the sauce. I'ma do it. And I did it. I think I did it like 3 times in a row. But of course, since I was still a little scared baby man, I would, like, brake, like, halfway through the path, right? Like, I wouldn't try to take the bottom hard curve to go back up and around into the top of the park by like, without braking, like, halfway down. But then, since I had gotten it 3 times, that's like 3rd time's the charm. I'm good. I'm goated. I'm with the sauce. Let me get moving. And I went up the hill. I came down. And I didn't brake. In fact, I was pedaling even harder. I want to get as much speed as possible so I could hit that curve as hard as possible. I flipped, bent, broke the bike, rolled over, scraped my whole body. Like, luckily, I don't have any scars from that, but I scraped my whole body up. I was bleeding everywhere. I had to take the walk, or really the hobble / scream of pain to / shame to walk to my grandparents' trailer and be like, so you know that thing you told me not to do? Well, I was then doused in alcohol, to clean the wounds out. But of course, that was absolute agony for child me. But shouts to Asa for falling literally flat on her face and just keeping it pushing, I guess. And then again, of course, adrenaline and also worry for her father, I suppose. Let's see. I wonder why I'd forgotten this until now. Ah, okay. So once again, just like Denji's own repressed memories dealing with the alleyway, she had repressed this memory in particular. Let's see why. Mom! Once again, mom's a aura farming dog. Look at this, goes great. Oh! I guess it was too late. Shout out to them for actually being able to find them, though. Like, once again, 8-year-old, I mean, maybe this is, like, I forget how well, like, they're lined up, but, I suppose this would be, like, a child running to find, like, emergency care services, or, like, a police officer, I'm guessing, because she made it back, but clearly not in time. Looks like homeboy May have bled out. Unfort. Once again, though, I hate to say a skill issue on Big Dog. Skill issue. Let me stop. Let's see. Okay, she turns. Mom. Oh. Well, she got away with it though, at least seemingly, until whatever. What was it, like the accident? Like a literal train. She was trying to save something, and then her mom got splattered. But let's just say the D didn't bite his head; it bit his leg. But looks like that was just a partial job, and Mamsa in endless ore farming continued it. I think, yeah. I mean, like, what? I'm guessing he was a. Is there a single good outside of Denji? Is there a single good father in Chainsaw Man? I'm assuming this guy was bad. There's probably a reason he was never mentioned this. Like, we knew Mamsa at least a little bit, like from the early chapters of Part 2. But something tells me Daz wasn't the best of people. If it looks like his wife took the opportunity to seemingly end it. Like, I'm not sure what. Like, once again, I'm so scared to expose more of the chapter. Like, I really do not want the channel to be atomized, guys. I'm sorry, I'm scared. But that is clearly a stone that was used to brutalize him, not the D. And obviously, just a few pages ago, there was not a lick or ounce of blood around his head. In fact, there wasn't even blood on Mom's face after she brutalized the D. But on the comeback, she has blood on her face. And there's the bloody rock. So, like, that's son. So, well, at least the trip didn't mean anything. Because that man was never leaving that place alive. Well, I'll be. Interesting, though. Asa isn't crying from the loss of her father, though. Something tells me he was not a good man. And I do like how the mom's face is blanked out, too. Let's see. Okay, back in the apartment. Yeah, so 100% she just got away with it. I mean, notably, I could believe, one, because, like, the D hunters are not detectives, for one, and for two, it's feasible, you know, a certain individual perishing at the hands of a D, the wife did her best, you know, these things happen. Let's see. I mean, it's very, there's no, like, especially the chapter's called Two Good People. And, like, while Fujimoto definitely is a fiend, like, I don't really see Mamsa just being a cold, rampant slaughterer. Like, but let's see. Looks like she can't even sleep. Her eyes are, like, open and blurred. But let's see. Oh, well, there we go. Let me get nice and close to the mic. You noticed that I took Dad's life, didn't you? Uh-oh, she seizes up. But, listen, if he'd only lost a leg, the insurance bill would be... I mean, like, unironically, she right, though. She right. Like, notably, most of the time, whenever you get injured by something, like, you get coverage of, like, the medical injury, and that's it. Like, that's it. You're really just expected to go on. Even if, like, I mean, there are cases, like, notably, I was rear-ended a few months back, and, like, I could have gone down, like, an entire legal court case, and who knows, like, maybe my neck is gonna bother me in, like, 10 years, and I'll be able to trace it back to that. But I got rear-ended. The car was covered. Like, the repairs for the car was covered, and, like, my medical bills for just making sure that I didn't have any serious damage. I had neck pain then, but it's gone now. But who knows? It may come back and haunt me. But that is the case, right? Like, notably, unless something that is, like, long and permanently affecting, such as the end of a life, or the, or, like, major life-affecting damage is done to you. Yeah, you really don't get much, such as the nature of our world. Let's see. It was bad enough he wasn't working. Life would only get... Ah, interesting. So I wonder, did he even have a life insurance policy, or was that something separate? Let's see. It was bad enough that he wasn't working. Life would only get harder. But if he'd been slain by a D, we'd get a big payout, and you could even go... Oh, okay. So... Well, I mean, there must be more. I mean, well, no, I mean, like, notably, I still, but he wasn't working. And he seemed like he was able, but let's see. Let me keep going. Besides, he was cheating on me. Ah, there it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, beard stroking moral man time. The thing is, see, I notably I cannot relate. I think that's the thing. But I'm gonna try and Jimmy Neutron brain blast right now. Would that have been enough for me to take a partner's? Then again, though, this is also like 19. So we know this current series takes place right before Y2K, right? So that's 1999. Asa's presumably 8 here. I believe she's 16 by the time of the main manga. So this would be 1991. Yeah, I don't think, honestly, I'm not sure what laws were like in Japan in whatever time period this was. Like, I'm assuming like either early 1990s or maybe even before that. But something tells me, just based on what I know of current culture over there, that probably wasn't the easiest or best to get out of a toxic relationship like that. Especially if he wasn't doing anything and she felt trapped and the perfect opportunity presented itself. And it's very likely that if he had lived while legless, it would have only gotten worse. And he may have still been laying pipe. Like, let's just say I'm not endorsing this. No, I'm not. Let's just say I see the vision. I like this sounds crazy, but like she I understand why she did what she did. And once again, I'm still assuming there's probably even a little bit more, because as crazy, like notably, I could see like Chainsaw Man is a mixed and messy world, but even still, I feel like there's something being hidden, right? Because notably, Asa's not even crying. Like there must be something else, because Asa's not. I mean, she's sweating, and obviously not everyone cries at like certain negative stimuli, and maybe it was just the shock of obviously witnessing her mother having her father. But notably, she didn't even say anything to the D hunters or the police or anything like that. I don't believe that he was the best of fathers either. Let's see, because it's obviously the a mom still feeling a certain type of way does make sense, and I understand just based on what extrapolations I can make on the culture at the time, the nature of the world itself, and just human nature in general. I can understand why she took, why the opportunity was laid out for her, and she took it. Right? She cared about her daughter, did not care about the man. Heck, once again, there are no rings, so they ain't not even been married. Just she calls him dad. Or like my husband, like, but then again, she's talking to her daughter, so it makes sense to refer to her as dad. But regardless, marriage or not, anything like that, committed relationship, you have a kid together, you're not doing anything, you're not providing anything, and you're laying pipe elsewhere. Yeah, and in this type of environment and / culture where it's probably not the best to separate. I do get it. Let's see. He was cheating on me. I don't know whether my mom was a bad person or not. But it's... Oh, yeah, never mind. And you know what? Any sort of preconceived notions, or I was like, I don't endorse it. I'm not really leaning with them. I'm not rock. Yeah, never mind. Like... Maybe that's wrong of me. Maybe I'm not a good person. You want to talk about Chad being called two good people? Maybe I'm not a good person. But, wait, let me fully read it out, because obviously it's not on screen. For good reason. Let's see. I don't know whether my mom was a bad person or not, but it's true that life got better after my dad's death. Because he was always drunk, and sometimes he got violent. And that's it. And you know what? Because, like, it doesn't matter who he got violent against. The fact that he was consistently drunk, violent, didn't work, and was cheating. Like literally the 4 horsemen of doom, despair, and everything unfair. Like, you gotta go. I mean, especially... Like, the whole reason nothing had been done about that up to this point is because I'm assuming culturally nothing could be done. Right? And while culture is clearly different in this universe due to the nature of these existing in this natural supernatural, well, the natural occurrence of supernatural powers in this universe, clearly there are still things that overlap. Chainsaw Man definitely is a critique of society in many different ways, shapes, and forms, naturally. Yeah. I ain't even knocking the gang. Like that, do what you gotta do. Anything to free yourself. I'm like, and like, notably, I don't even feel like bad for one point. There's a reason he never got introduced. See, this is tough. But what's Chainsaw Man, man? Like, I feel like if you're watching the Chainsaw Man review, you know what we're here for. I don't like, you do it to yourself. Like that's the thing. If you are a bad person, when bad happens to you, I don't like. Whoop-de-doo, buddy. There's a reason it bit you first. There's a reason it leaped out the river, got on your leg in particular. It'd be like that. It'd be like that sometimes, dog. Because to your significant other, to your child, like, I don't know. And this is just coming from a person who doesn't like violence in general. Shock horror, right? Like, I cover a whole bunch of action series. Like, literally every single series I cover on the channel has some manner of action in it. I did like 2 seconds of covering romance manga, and I still read Blue Box, but I don't cover on the channel. Clearly, your boy has a preference. But with it being the case, I don't believe in violence. I don't like violence, but I do understand violence, especially considering most things, especially freedom, are usually only gained with violence, because typically those who oppress you are using violence against you in the first place. So, unfortunately, there are many times where you have to use the tools of your oppressors in order to free yourself from oppression. And in this case, when the father was... Can I even say it? Well, when the father was violent towards presumably his own wife and daughter, while not doing anything, not anything at all. Even if, like, say he, even say he was a hard-working man, he was bringing in all the money. Still, there's no reason to ever be violent towards your significant other and your child. There's never a reason. Never a justifiable one. But you sure did give the justification for your wife to free her and her child from a terrible state and even raise them up. So I'm glad Asa got to go to high school. Very, very glad. Let's see. That day, when I ran through the alleys to call the D-Hunters. So that's why she fell when she fell in, and that's what the memories were. Okay, so she felt guilt about that. Alright. I tripped and fell on purpose. I thought if I took too long to call for help, maybe my dad wouldn't survive. Do you think I'm a bad person? No. I'm assuming Kiji's gonna say the same thing, but like, no. I don't know, man. Like, especially a child, man. Like, I'm not, no. There's nothing, like I said, I don't feel like bad, dog. And like, notably, I feel like most wouldn't. But if there's anyone who does feel bad for the dad in this scenario, let me know why. Let me know. Like, I'm not like just genuine, because notably, I'm clearly, like I mentioned, I'm not in the scenario that the mom or Asa was at all. So like, I cannot empathize, but I can picture myself in that scenario, and then sympathize with them and understand why both made the decision that they did. Asa taking the more passive path is simply stalling for time, and the mother taking the more active route and getting rid of the problem. With the context we have, I get it, and I'm not knocking it. But if there is someone who can possibly, I guess, put themselves in the minimal shoes of the father and feel a certain type of way, let me know. Because personally, I got nothing. Hey, I'm sad mom had to go. She freed her child from oppression. Freed her child and herself from oppression. I get it. Let's see. Do you think I'm a bad person? Let's see what Kenji has to say. Well, I guess, it does make sense. I took my dad's life and made it look like he took his own. But I'm... That's nice. You know what? You know what? If Chainsaw Man, especially Part 2, has been a story about how you describe yourself and what your own views upon yourself really mean, right? Obviously, it's a story of, like, self-reflection in many ways, shapes, and forms. I'm glad that Kiji, right, the most true and internalized version of Denji, It's like, I don't want to say unfortunately, but it's clear that, you know, the guy has a lot of unaddressed, or at least unhealthily addressed, like, traumas and negative things that have happened to him. I'm happy that in this moment, he's able to reconcile with the choice he made, yet still find himself a good person. Right? Right? And obviously we know Denji was also in a very horrible scenario with his father. But like Asa, he repressed that idea for so long. It was only when it was brought back to the forefront by Makima in part 1 that he was even able to address it. But even then, it was clear he still felt guilt for that. And we see this once again being reflected with the Fire D, bringing up the idea of the guilt of him saving the cat over saving the boy. And seeing Denji be able to reconcile a much more direct and personal event to him, right? Where you could definitely argue in that moment that he just didn't know about the boy, and like the guilt he would feel from that was being extra, like, exacerbated on by the Fire D and stuff like that, and obviously the hallucinations that he's being put through thanks to falling, like all that. In this moment, this is Denji, who currently is going through a strong emotional moment. That's why he's in this realm in the first place, and obviously Pochita is out there for him because that's what Pochita is, like a defense mechanism. At least internally, in the truest version of himself, he's able to reconcile that at the core of his being, even if he quote-unquote made a bad choice or did a wrong thing in terms of freeing himself from an oppressive situation, he's a good person. He made that choice, but that doesn't change who he is or how he is. And I like that. Once again, freedom is something that's rarely ever, like, I'm legit trying to think about it. Is there ever a time when freedom is just given and not fought for? Right? It's freedom from especially bad scenarios, right? Like there's one thing for self-liberation of something, right? Like if you give up something, then that's technically, you know, the only person you're like working against is yourself, and you don't have to be violent towards yourself. In fact, I highly recommend not being violent towards yourself. I'd say don't ever be. You only have one body. Please be careful with it. But in the case of someone else oppressing somebody else, it's almost like it's never given. Like it's never freely given. You do need to take. And unfortunately, and I'm never like there's basically never a case where I'm going to be mad at the oppressed freeing themselves of their oppressor. Not for Denji, not for Asa. And I'm glad, seemingly enough, looks like they aren't holding that against themselves either. Well, at least Denji isn't. Let's see if Asa. Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like they're somewhat free. They're laughing, and looks like their other selves are laughing too. I wonder if this is still like the panel from last chapter of Yoru and Chainsaw Man just cackling it up as well. But they're reconciling. I still don't want, like, what is going to be the fate of Yoru, right? Especially with Asa accepting, like, what is going to be the fate of this character? Because, like, she clearly is the antagonist, right? Like right now, obviously, Lil D is still, as many people did agree, the strongest in the verse still, just because she can instantly one-shot the other two if she felt like it. But I do wonder to a degree, like, what is the fate of, like, are we going, like, essentially, are we going to reconcile with Yoru, or will she end up like another Makima, where, like, the point of the narrative is to banish that character? Or maybe, like, I'm not sure if she can be reformed since she's so far gone and just the nature of her being. But of course, there was the whole idea of Nayuta. Then Nayuta didn't really get resolved in the best way. So, like, I don't know. I'm very interested in the fate of Yoru as a character, because obviously the fate of really Pochita and Denji and Asa is like self-acceptance and self-love in a way. But for Yoru, like, what is going to be her fate? I don't know. But a W chapter. This one was funky for a couple reasons. Obviously, sorry once again about the whole angle thing, but I'm scared. I'm still scaredy man. I exist on this platform by the grace of the platform. So the platform, bang! I just like, and then I won't exist anymore. So sorry for the angling. Hopefully this does work out. Hopefully this will be the only time this happens. Once again, once the strike is lifted on Chainsaw Man, the next chapter, I'm not sure. In fact, let me check. When is the next chapter? 7 days. I'm not sure, but regardless, hopefully everything will be back to normal soon enough. But with that being the case, I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave "The people are good." The people are good in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you have a Patreon down below, or you support me for as well as one, get no more things, exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as well as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Those perks include the live reactions to the series I have to review, and reactions of all my videos, and if you come into our Patreon and $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also a link to my co-fi section down below. You can drop 5 a short video, 20 videos, long video, or any views at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. And I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zara, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Pura Ura, Alex Kenny, Enzo, Swift Strike, Super Flame Zero, Yuki Ally, Azo2404, Striker Man, Aso8, Grim, Black Sage, Marco 222, Straw, Twisted, Ollie, The Boy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Magic, CCC, Official Popeyes, and Ramondo Furen. I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: A+A, Kevin, Encarnacion, Dread Zoan, Sean, and Midnight Lord 21. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly Auchia, King RTX, and then Shrimpo, the 4th Shrimp 06. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walking Munoz and Walking Munoz.